My sister was targeted by the ruthless Syndicate boss Damien Blackwood, but she loved her boyfriend. On the night his men came to collect her, she struck me hard enough to knock me unconscious, dragged me into her clothes, and fled the country while I was taken in her place. Damien forced me into marriage, treating me like a replacement he could reward or punish whenever he felt like it. 10 years later, Victoria finally returned. She faced him with trembling lips and claimed that I had pushed her into a river out of envy and that the fall wiped her memory. Damien believed every word. He locked me in the cellar. During one of her visits, she wrapped a chain around my neck and whispered, "If you live, everything I said will unravel, so you cannot live." When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day Damien first noticed her. This time, I stepped forward willingly. "Victoria, take Caleb and run. I will be the one to marry Damien." This time, I intended to become the woman he valued. Victoria's cries pulled me back to life. For a moment, I could hardly breathe. I had been reborn. "Mom, Dad, save me. I cannot marry Damien Blackwood," she sobbed, clinging to our mother as if she were drowning. "Everyone says he kills without blinking, that some women never came back alive. If I marry him, I am as good as dead." I promised I would only ever marry Caleb. I would rather die than go with Damien. My mother was shaking. "We cannot anger a man like Damien. If you refuse him, he will wipe out our entire family." My father scrubbed at his tear-stained face. "This is my fault. I was not able to protect my daughter. Let them kill me instead. If they take my body, maybe they will stop there." My mother spun on him. "Are you out of your mind? Your life means nothing to someone like Damien Blackwood. He would not care at all." Victoria opened her mouth again, but I stepped forward before she could speak. "Victoria, leave with Caleb," I said, my voice steady. "I will be the one to marry Damien." All three of them stared at me as if I had grown a second head. Victoria's eyes were huge. "We are identical," I reminded them calmly. "He will not know the difference." My mother hesitated. "It could work, but Damien has sharp instincts. What if he finds out? None of us will survive." But my father had already decided. "Victoria, you go. I will give you the 50,000 I saved. You and Caleb can start a new life in Australia." Damien's power should not reach that far. Not once did they look at me with worry. Their fear was all for Victoria, the daughter they adored. I had always been the spare. Victoria thought for a while. "Mom, Dad, we should stage a funeral. Tell people Ava fell into the river. Then it will not look strange when our family suddenly loses one member." After settling the plan, they packed a small bag for me and sent me off in the car Damien had arranged. In my previous life, I had woken in that car trembling and lost. My marriage with Damien had been doomed the moment I arrived, our relationship filled with coldness and rage for a decade. Yet Damien, for all the horrors whispered about him, was a striking and dominant man, fiercely loyal to those he valued. Becoming his wife meant stepping into a world far beyond anything I had known. The first thing he ever said to me was, "Obey. That is the only rule." This time, I met his gaze without fear. "Husband, you can rely on me. I will never defy you. If you tell me to go east, I will not even glance west." He paused, surprised. Then he gestured to his assistant. "Make sure my wife has everything she requires." Damien Blackwood's wife should not look this plain. Soon I was surrounded by towering shelves of couture and jewelry, including an entire display built solely for diamond watches. While Damien handled business, I spent my days preparing meals so elaborate they could compete with a 5-star restaurant. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, even the desserts, all made by my hands. At night, I was gentle and affectionate, meeting every need he had with unwavering devotion. Little by little, he thawed. He began taking me to social gatherings and introducing me as his wife. Then one day my mother called, crying that my father was seriously ill. When I arrived at their house, I found him stretched across the sofa, picking his teeth over the clean bones of a pork knuckle. "Dad, you are not sick?" He frowned. "Would you have come home if your mother had not said that?" My mother jabbed a finger at my forehead. "Ungrateful girl. You are enjoying luxury in the Blackwood estate while your parents struggle to get by. Is that how little we matter to you?" "Mom, Dad," I replied, keeping my voice calm. "On the day I married Damien, you sent a message saying my life was no longer your concern, that I should never contact you again. I still have it." My mother flushed with anger. "We only said that to avoid burdening you. Now that you are doing well, you have forgotten your family." Damien sends you money every month, I said. He bought you this house. What else do you want? Her expression hardened. Do not forget your sister. Mother, you should choose your words wisely. I do not have a sister. I had a twin who drowned in a river. She slammed her hand on the table. Enough. Give your sister 1 million, and we will leave you alone forever. A million? From where am I supposed to get that? My father jumped to his feet. Damien is worth billions. We are asking for 1 million. If you cannot manage that, then maybe you are not fit to be Mrs. Blackwood. I let out a short laugh. Whether I remain Mrs. Blackwood is not your decision, and I do not have that money. A month after that bitter quarrel, my mother called again. Ava, sweetheart, I spoke out of anger before. I am sorry. Can you come home this weekend? I want to cook for you. Just a simple family dinner. Her voice trembled. I am getting older. Your father and I are not strong anymore. Every chance we have to see you is precious. My resolve softened. All right, Mom. I will come this weekend. When I arrived, she welcomed me warmly and guided me to a table filled with all the dishes I loved. I had just sat down when a familiar figure stepped out from the bedroom. Victoria? Why are you back already? My heart lurched. In my previous life, she did not return until 8 years later. She smiled as she sat beside me, her gaze sweeping over my outfit. You look expensive. That bracelet alone could buy a car. Damien must really adore you. She sighed dramatically. You enjoy such comfort. Meanwhile, I struggled for 2 years overseas. I stared at her. You said you would be happy eating whatever you could find as long as you were with Caleb. Caleb? There is no Caleb, she snapped. Listen carefully. I am back to reclaim my identity. From today on, I am Victoria again. You return to being Ava. She leaned closer. After dinner, take off that jewelry and those clothes.
Give them to me.
I will return to the Blackwood estate. We are switching back. For a moment, I wondered if I had heard her correctly. Then I laughed. You really believe I would hand over everything I earned? After 2 years of building Damien's trust. She slammed the table. He was supposed to marry me. You stole my life. Do you plan to keep it forever? You nearly got all of us killed by refusing him. I took your place. I endured all of it. You should thank me. I won his affection myself. And you want to swoop in now and claim it. Victoria shot up. If you refuse, I will go to Damien and tell him you shoved me into a river because you were jealous. I will tell him that is why I lost my memory. Let us see how you survive after that. I rose slowly. Go ahead. I have the recording of the night you begged me to take your place. We can let Damien listen. We will all suffer together. My mother rushed toward me and slapped me hard. You will switch with your sister today, or I will end my life right here. I touched my burning cheek. My eyes stung. Mom, I truly believed you cared about me, even a little. But now I see that you only ever had one daughter. I will never switch with her. That chapter is closed. I turned to leave. I never saw the blow coming. Pain exploded at the back of my head, so sharp it swallowed the world in darkness. I collapsed in my own blood. Victoria hovered over me with a ceramic figurine, the one I had bought for her years ago. You hit her too hard, my mother panicked. She's alive, Victoria muttered, patting my cheek. This wouldn't have happened if you cooperated. I even changed my hair and lost weight to match you. Once I'm dressed as you, not even our parents will tell the difference. They began stripping off my clothes when a knock sounded. Everyone froze. Victoria called out, "Who is it?" "It's me, Damien." My father dragged me into the bedroom and clamped a hand over my mouth. My mother covered the blood with a rug. Then Victoria opened the door, acting casual. Damien frowned. "Your outfit is different." "I spilled something," she lied. I listened from behind the door. If she left with him, my fate would be sealed exactly as before. I had one chance left. I shoved a chair over. The crash echoed. My father hit me across the face. Outside, Damien asked sharply, "What was that?" "Probably the cat," Victoria answered too quickly, blocking his way. Damien moved toward the room anyway. He touched the stain on the floor. "This is blood." He tried the handle. Locked. Before my father noticed, I flung my bracelet at the door. It clattered loudly. Damien stepped back and kicked the door open. He froze at the sight, my father whipping me while I lay covered in blood. My mother rushed forward. "Damien, this is Ava, Victoria's twin." "I thought she drowned," he said coldly. We thought so too. My mother lied. Someone rescued her. She just regained her memory. And she is wearing my wife's clothes, he said. Victoria spoke quickly. She envies my life. She begged to try everything on. She lost control when I refused to switch places with her. Damien lifted my arm. A burn scar peeked out, the one I had gotten while cooking for him. That scar had been the moment he softened toward me. Before relief could settle, Victoria tugged up her own sleeve, revealing the exact same mark. A perfect match. She had prepared for this. While I stood in disbelief, she burst into tears. Ava, how long have you wanted to replace me? Take her away, Victoria ordered. I don't want to see her again. My father carried me off. I fainted from pain. When I woke in the hospital, both parents were beside me. You're not going back to the Blackwood estate, my mother said sharply. Everything there belonged to Victoria from the start. You'll stay home from now on. No working. No trouble. If you behave, you can remain our daughter. If not, you'll suffer. I forced myself to nod. I understand. They took me home immediately. Hospitals cost money, my father said. You're not dying. The moment we entered the apartment, their tenderness disappeared. My mother dug her nails into my arm. Stop pretending to be weak. You'll cook and clean. Don't forget your place. When I didn't answer fast enough, she pinched me again. Once you step inside, you'll never leave. My father glared. One wrong move, and I'll break your legs. Better a cripple than a flight risk. They locked me in the house. Cameras in every corner, even the bathroom. My phone taken. The door locked from the outside every night. I tried the window once. We lived on the 12th floor. There was no escape. Victoria arrived the next morning. She slapped me across the face without hesitation. You almost ruined everything yesterday, she said. But you should be grateful. You earned a perfect life for me. I backed away from her. What are you planning? To tie up loose ends, she said. Only the dead stay quiet. My parents joined her. My father prepared to break down the bedroom door while I pushed against it with every bit of strength I had left. Then footsteps. A familiar voice. Victoria, what are you doing? My love, you're here, she said sweetly. I was visiting my family. Damien. I rushed out. Damien, help me. My father silenced me with his hand. Victoria's voice turned honeyed. She's having an episode again. Let me handle her. If she's that unstable, she needs treatment at our hospital, he replied. We have specialists. It's not necessary, she insisted. It's psychological. Damien's tone sharpened. Are you questioning me? Victoria froze at Damien's tone. The fear in her eyes was unmistakable. Fine, she muttered. We'll take her to the hospital. She shot me a warning glare, the kind that promised punishment later. Keep your mouth shut. My parents grabbed my arms and marched me forward. My pulse hammered with panic. If Damien couldn't distinguish us, and if my parents backed Victoria's lies, I was done for. They escorted me into a private medical room at the end of a quiet hallway. My love, where is the doctor? Victoria asked, voice tight. Damien ignored her and signaled one of his men. Bring a chair for my wife. A chair was placed beside him. Thank you, darling. Victoria stepped forward to sit. He stopped her cold. That seat is for my wife. He turned to me and motioned for me to come closer. My parents tightened their hold. What are you saying? Victoria snapped. She is Ava, my sister. Damien's voice was steady. My wife is Ava. I couldn't stop the tears that broke loose. He knew. He had known. Sir, you're confused. My mother stammered. Victoria is your wife. You think I cannot recognize my own wife? Damien asked, eyes fixed on me. Ava, come here. My parents refused to let go. Damien's expression turned deadly. Are you restraining Mrs. Blackwood right in front of me? My father faltered. You are making a mistake. This is Victoria. Yes, my love, it's me. Victoria added desperately. You must be seeing things. Damien didn't waste another second. He strode over and struck Victoria so hard, she crashed to the floor, blood on her lip and shock in her eyes. She gasped. Why would you hit me? He didn't even glance her way. He pulled me into his arms instead, shielding me. My parents tried to interfere, but one cold look from him sent them stepping back. His hand moved gently across my back. I'm sorry, he whispered, voice low and steady. I'm sorry you suffered alone. I gripped his shirt, trembling. Victoria's scream cracked through the room. Damien, I'm the one you wanted. I'm the one you chose. He led me to the chair. At the beginning, I liked your face, that much is true. But you were the one who ran away and forced Ava to take your place. I discovered the truth a long time ago. He looked directly at her, then at me with softness I had only dreamed of. You have the same face, but only Ava ever acted like a wife. And somewhere along the way, I fell in love with her. Victoria staggered. My parents were speechless. Why her? She cried. You wanted me first. I can be whatever you want. Please, just let me start over. Damien let out a cold laugh. You think I ever cared about you? I cared about your appearance. But I love Ava. Only Ava. Victoria rounded on me, shaking with rage. You scheming parasite, you stole everything from me. Victoria, I said quietly, weren't you the one who swore you would rather die than marry Damien? Weren't you ready to throw yourself off a bridge for Caleb? Shut up. Damien stepped between us. His fingers clamped on her jaw, drawing a shrill cry from her. If you ever raise your voice at my wife again, he said calmly, I will remove your tongue myself. Victoria trembled. Damien, I was confused before, but I understand now. I love you. Please, I'll prove it. Give me one more chance. He signaled to his men. A moment later, Caleb entered carrying a toddler with chubby cheeks and wide, frightened eyes. Victoria's face went white. Victoria, Caleb cried, rushing toward her. I've been searching everywhere for you. She recoiled. Caleb, I told you it's over. Leave me alone. You can leave me, Caleb said brokenly. But what about our son? You're going to abandon him just to chase a richer man? Victoria screamed. I was supposed to marry Damien. You convinced me to run away with you. That's a lie, Caleb shot back. You begged me to take you away, because you said Damien would kill you. I left everything behind for you. And the moment you see your sister doing well, you crawl back hoping to steal her life. I remembered her return from my past life. She had waited until Caleb died, until the debts swallowed her whole. This time she had simply come back earlier. You're making that up, Victoria shouted, voice cracking. Caleb shook his head. Mr. Blackwood already investigated. He knows everything. Victoria swayed. Damien, let me at least be your mistress. When you get bored of Ava, I'll be waiting. Damien looked at her as though she were something unclean on his shoe. I have never seen someone degrade themselves so quickly, he said. You are not fit to stand near my wife, much less share her title. But since we're being honest, let's deal with what you all owe her. My mother rushed forward. We're family, there's no need to settle anything. You hurt my wife and tried to steal her identity, Damien replied. That sounds like a debt. We made mistakes, my father added nervously. But we are her parents. Victoria is her sister. Surely her family can be forgiven. I laughed softly. When you were about to kill me earlier, did you remember I was your daughter then? Damien turned to me sharply. They tried to kill you? Don't listen to her, my father said quickly. She's always been dramatic. I lifted my head. If they doubt me, we can check the cameras in the apartment. They installed them everywhere. None of them are broken. The mere mention of surveillance cameras drained all color from their faces. Damien immediately summoned his men. Within moments, the footage was displayed. My parents attempting to break down the bedroom door, intent on killing me. Rage flared across Damien's face. So, this is how you treat your children, he hissed. Favoring one while trying to destroy the other. I can't allow this to continue. My parents sank to their knees, terrified. Ava, please, my mother sobbed. We're your parents. We raised you. We may have made mistakes, but we never meant to harm you. Enough, I said, my voice shaking with fury. You dare call yourselves my parents? Those who attempt to kill their own child have forfeited that title. From now on, your lives are no longer my concern. You ungrateful wretch, my father bellowed. I should have. Damien kicked him across the room. You dare speak in my presence? You're lucky to be alive. My father scrambled, bowing his head. I'm sorry. Please spare me. Spare you? Damien snapped, snatching a belt from one of his men. Did you strike my wife like this? Screams echoed as Damien punished him, showing no mercy. My mother and Victoria watched, paralyzed by the realization that crossing Damien Blackwood carried deadly consequences. Soon my father lay motionless. Damien turned to the women. You too. Slap yourselves. Hard. Until I'm satisfied. Hands trembling, they obeyed, each slap more desperate than the last. Red marks bloomed across their faces as sobs escaped their throats. "Stop," Damien commanded. They immediately froze. "You almost killed my wife. I will spare your lives, but that's all," he said. "My husband, please. Spare Victoria," my mother pleaded. "Your concerns should be for yourselves. I said I would let you live. I did not say you would go free." He gestured to his men. "Take them to Rico in the Valorosa borderlands. Remind him they're my in-laws. Do not end their lives too quickly." The mention of Valorosa, a place of legend for its horrors, made them cry out and collapse. Damien's men dragged them away. Victoria trembled violently. "Please. Anything. I'll guard your house. Just let me live." Damien's expression was cold. "A dog like you isn't fit for my house. But one of my men could use a guard. You'll serve him." A scar-faced man stepped forward. "Zhao, she's all yours." Victoria's pleas fell on deaf ears as she was dragged away. Damien even ensured Caleb received a generous sum, sending him on his way quietly. Finally alone, Damien pulled me into his arms. "I should have realized sooner. I'm sorry for everything you endured. From now on, the world will know you are mine." "I only need to know that you recognized me," I whispered. He smiled faintly. "Still, I am curious. How did you know?" Victoria has always been an expert imitator, even fooling my parents at times. But her desperation, her impatience, they gave her away. A blush crept across my cheeks. "Damien," I murmured, "let's have a child." For the first time, I desired a family with him not for obligation, but for love. 6 months later, my pregnancy was showing. While shopping, a commotion erupted nearby. A man was violently assaulting a woman. "Stop, thief. You'll pay," he roared. The woman's bruised, bloodied eyes met mine. "Ava, help me." "It's me." "Victoria?" I said, startled. Her appearance was unrecognizable. "Please, I was wrong. I'll never do it again. Beg Mr. Blackwood to let me go," she begged, collapsing to her knees. The man seized her hair. "You dare claim relation to my mistress? You are nothing. Keep running, and I'll break your legs for good." Victoria tore herself free, but in desperation, she flung herself into the street, and a truck struck her instantly. I couldn't imagine the torment of her past 6 months, but it seemed death was preferable to her existence. In a sense, she had finally paid her debt. 5 months later, I gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. Our home overflowed with joy. Then news arrived. My parents had perished in Valorosa, unable to withstand the harsh conditions. I felt a fleeting pang of sorrow, but it was fleeting. The lives lost were no longer mine to mourn.